I was so mad that we let that go out though. I was so mad, like so mad. Why is everybody just
content, baby?
Just yeah, but we ain't gotta do that.
I know.
Mal goes off on Rory, Demaris, the whole cast for getting too messy. And it was insightful and kind of lets you know about the dynamics of the show. See, Demaris kind of went viral for her response to Ray Vaughn, who was trashing Rory and Mal, saying that he was checking the energy when he went and saw them at the BET show. And Demaris was like, yo, get out of here with that.
But for people to go on platforms and to still stand on business, tell lies about the way that certain things went down when they were interviewed, that's lame, because we never had to mention you.
But this episode, she would also walk it back and say that she was hungry and that she had just argued with her man and she wasn't really like trying to get at him.
I was hungry. I was fresh off a flight, tired. I had no makeup on, and I was arguing with it. It was too much going on at once. Like, it caught smoke that wasn't even really for them.
Man.
I don't know. She seemed like she was well satiated when she was going on that rant. I didn't think she should have walked it back. But Mal took issue with how the podcast treated that situation, highlighting that they don't need to get that messy. They don't need to engage in that level of discourse because they're above it, right? Mal likes to deal with drama how any grown man should. He loves to just tweet laughing emojis. But when Demaris addressed it, it was a bridge too far. And if you've listened to the Rory and Mal podcast for the last 3 years, you would note that Mal likes to take the fake high road. Like, he'll avoid things. He will apparently talk about it behind the scenes, but then not want to talk about it on air, according to what Julian said. I know him and Julian have issues. And there's also other instances of this same type of debate discourse taking place on the show. Remember that argument that Mal and Eden had where Eden was like, I'm just trying to pay bills and we need to talk about the things that pay the bills in regards to the podcast beef that Rory and Mal are always attached to because of their past presence on the Joe Budden podcast.
Because the lies feed a lot more.
Yeah, but no. But if we all sit here and tell the truth,
but that's my point.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Stop talking and just listen to it for a second.
Whoa, relax.
You relax. Just listen for a second.
Then there was the back and forth that Rory and Mal had when they discussed if they should have other people on the show or reach out to talk to go to other shows like Drink Champs or $1 Million Worth of Game. And Mal said he's not reaching out to nobody.
Why don't we do other platforms or podcasts in general, even if we don't have a relationship or know the person? And I'm just like, that's just weird. Like, to go sit down with somebody and this is our first time. Like,
he was like, I'm good. Nah, that's not my team. So that was a little wild. And I feel like it's really creating an artificial ceiling for the podcast. And it's of Mal's creation. See, I've often said that Rory and Mal represent an interesting kind of thought process. They want to not be messy, but the origins of their success, dating back to Joe Budden, is the messy. These guys would not be where they are had they not been attached to a messy man like Joe. And for them to avoid it on their show, it's dampening the visibility of their product. And it's creating a problem because I would assume the volume has numbers that they want them to hit. And if Mal is not trying to get to those numbers, then is that good? No, it's not. See, Rory has to have fought like 7 of Mal's battles. First, there was the whole situation with Brandon Jennings. Rory went on Twitter and was like, yo, watch out, Brandon. This is really messy and weird. And Brandon was dissing both of them. He wasn't just dissing Rory. They didn't even address it on the show. And you can guarantee that was a conversation Mal said, like, I don't want to discuss it. Let's be grown. Let's be mature. Then there was the Julian situation. While Mal was on Twitter tweeting out laughing emojis, Rory was on Spaces directly getting to it. So now the podcast is, I don't get it. I don't get it. A lot of folks get on their high horse about the culture and you don't got to do this and you don't got to chase views. But views is really just another word for audience. Don't you have to please your audience? Don't you have to both please the people who follow you, but also the casuals? And if Rory and Mal continue to go down this path, it's only a matter of time before they start losing audience enough to where people are not going to offer them deals. They're trying to make changes. I see, they got rid of Rory and Mal Don't Know Ball. The views for that were bad. And I know a lot of people are saying the views don't matter, Danny. They have audio numbers. I tell you what, look at Mandy. Her views are low, so you can almost assume the views for her podcast, the one that has low views, Not Horrible Decisions, the audio is also low. Don't let these people joke. Don't let these people play around. If the video views are down, the audio numbers are also meager. So when Rory and Mal No Ball were not doing well, I think they pivoted. And now you see that they interviewed Rosenberg. And that was a really good interview because they know Rosenberg. Only time will tell if that is able to stay, if they continue to interview media people. But it was a step in the right direction. Another big change. They also started to change the titles of their videos. That may have come from Volume directly, like, yo, we don't want to hear none of that. I know you guys have a titling format where you title the podcast based on something that was said in the pod, but get that crap out of here. If you are talking about Drake versus Kendrick, we want Drake versus Kendrick in the title for search engine optimization. Step in the right direction. So you see Rory and Mal are trying things, but how involved is Mal in the decision-making from the show? Is he someone who just is good at saying no, but isn't really flexible? I'm still befuddled that the podcast has not tried to do the debate format. They did DJ Head versus Mal. Got the most views they've gotten in months. Literally months, probably a year. And they never went back to that. What is going on over there? I'm telling you, something is up. There is a creativity glut, a ditch where ideas are going to die. Why the hell is Demaris being chastised for going at Ray Vaughn when that is literally what she should be doing? And the fact that she went that viral as a B mic is a testament to how good she is. Granted, I still didn't like that she walked it back. That was not cool. You should have stood on it. That would have taken you to the next level. But let me know what you think. To summarize, Mal doesn't like to get messy, even though he came from a podcast that was messy in the Joe Budden podcast. He also doesn't want to respond to people who challenge him online. And if you listen to what Julian, Joe, and Rory have said, he's a habitual line stepper when it comes to being late.
My relationship with Mal, like the waiting for in the studio extensively for hours, like it's just all of this stuff is cumulatively happening at once.
But let me know what you think in the comments. I know there's going to be a lot of people like, yo, you don't got to do that, Danny. You don't got to. Well, you guys don't understand what keeps an audience. An audience is interested in drama. Not drama all the time. I'm not saying these guys got to end up being like Joe Budden, where they're engineering fake arguments to make it seem like the cats hate each other. But they got to respond to when people call them out. I think it creates a easy flow when you're just like, all right, let's address it. You don't even got to crash out. You don't got to crash out. Mal could have been like, I saw Brandon Jennings' tweets. It's unfortunate. We were friends at one point. And I think that we just need to talk because this and that. Or, I saw Brandon Jennings' tweets because of what happened in the past. I'm not going to address them. We were friends, but I no longer want to speak to him. And I think that's the source of this animosity. Something like that. But he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to really take his show to the next level. And it's holding back the Rory and Mal podcast. With that said, follow me on Instagram, The Stop TV. Follow me on Twitter, The Stop TV. Follow me on Patreon, The Stop TV. There's a lot of good stuff going on there. There's over 200 pieces of content. I'm trying to get some interviews to put some stuff on there, and we'll see if it happens. I don't know. Some people being a little shaky bakey with the wakey. This is Danny from The Stop. Peace.